Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Bad Reading Podcast. I am your co-host, Nick Kane, and joining me today is my other co-host.
I'm Atlas Novak. I like that you air drum along to the theme song that nobody is going to be able to see. Like, for the YouTube people, there's the monkey with the typewriter, and behind it is Nick going.
Yeah, that's the exclusive content that I'm trying to get, Atlas. You pay extra, you see me air drum with no drums in it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think, there is. Yeah.
Sounds good. And today, we have with us a very special guest.
Oh, stop it.
Yes, well,
keep going.
He is one of my good friends at the Fourth Wall, and he hosts the show a lot, but he also is the funny guy on...
Every murder TV show ever.
Yes, but specifically he's on Law & Order, Criminal Minds. He's also on Blue Blood, and it goes all the way to NCIS. And I want to please welcome Hank Chen.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. Nick, I started cracking up immediately when you, because you're like the voice guy. So whatever your like announcer voice was, I heard like a Stewie Griffin, but I also heard like a WrestleMania situation. It wasn't your standard voice. It was like, hello, welcome to. I was like, what is happening?
It's like that scene in Star Wars where like you're hearing all the Jedi voices call out to Rey. Except it's just all of Nick's impression.
I didn't see that. Was it good?
It was medium.
Yeah, I hear there was a kerfuffle in the universe.
That's every Star Wars movie. Some nerd gets angry.
The Force. Disturbance in the Force. Yeah.
There were some things I could see why the nerds got mad about. I'm like, yeah, I mean, this story-wise, it was kind of weak. It's kind of like they tried to rush the entire Star Wars series into one movie.
Did you just say rush? Neil Peart's dead, man.
No one was hinting at it until you started.
But Neil Peart's dead, and I'm sad.
Okay, well, everybody.
Neil Peart is the drummer from Rush.
Oh,
and he died yesterday at the time of recording.
No.
Yeah.
He did.
Whoa.
He was
67.
Sorry, it was sped up. I'll just say that. Let's say, the Star Wars movie was sped up to the point where it's like, why was he here? Why wasn't that resolved? That just was left up in the air. Let's see. How about this right here?
It was condensed.
Oh, it was people. It was people. He's a spy, I guess. And I won't spoil anything. But yeah. Sadly enough, we did hear the news that Neil Peart, a longtime drummer of the legendary band Rush, has passed away yesterday, and that's why I wanted to give him a little tribute with the air drums.
I mean, y'all are going to be hearing this in a month, so it's just going to be like, oh, yeah,
that happened.
Yeah, that happened a month ago, and it feels like an eternity, and we're all going to die. Cool.
What? Are we not live? Ooh.
No, we're not live.
We're not live?
We record these.
God, we're like in the future right now.
Yeah.
For the people who are listening. God, oh my God, future people, what happened with Iran? What happened with the election?
If the podcast
did Warren win
disappears,
Ohio? I want to know. I want to know.
Someone got drafted.
It's crazy that, the people who are listening to this right now know the answers to the questions that I just asked, though.
Maybe.
They do.
I mean, I have a piece of advice for Future Atlas. Future Atlas, bring a change of clothes to whoever's house you go to. Because I'm walk of shaming pretty hard right now.
Did you just come back from having sex with somebody?
Yeah.
Yes.
Walk of shame.
Wait, this was your going out clothes?
Yeah, I don't dress up.
This was your clean walk of shame. Is like people coming home like on like a gown with like their slipper, like a true walk of shame is like rumpled tie, and like they went out, like their hair's got mousse in it, so it's like pushed up against like this. No offense.
No.
But I'm just
none taken. I am a giant hobo basically. I like when I go out.
Where'd you go? Pizza Hut?
Combination Pizza Hut and Taco Bell.
He went to the internet cafe.
Okay.
No.
Where'd you pick this girl up?
No, we went to this this bar on Melrose that like serves fondue.
Yeah, with no dress code. Yeah,
with no
just a shirt and shoes.
Pretty much.
Do all guests come on and just start shit talking the host?
Yes.
Do we know?
Yes.
I apologize.
Producer Tyler was
please
just
don't.
like solid
Please
nod.
don't apologize.
Maybe it's just like
he had to brag about his date on his own podcast. You can shit on him if you want.
So is this? Well, let's turn this. So who is this? Who is this girl? How many dates has this been?
This is date 2.
Oh my God! You had sex with her on the second date.
Well, actually, we didn't even get that far.
Oh.
But
Oh.
So what's so shameful about this?
I slept over at her place.
Okay, unraveling all of it. Okay, this is just not what anybody thought this was. It sounded like you boned her hard last night, and
you ruined it. So
Yeah.
now we all know. It's like,
so
okay.
you slept over in these clothes
Yeah.
on her couch.
You gave her like a demo
in
trial.
her bed with her. And
Oh.
You gave her like a demo trial. It's like, this is what
that's
it's like.
that's not an
so
like that
sweet.
sweet. No, that's a pity awe.
No, it's not. I think that's really cute though. But I have a question. Why didn't you make the move? Why didn't you go for it?
Well, okay, so
You're lying in bed with her, right? I feel like that's an invitation.
He runs a podcast. He doesn't have time.
you you shut your face. No, it was like I tried to make moves and then she kept stopping me.
What did she say? Stop. Did she stop you by saying stop?
It was like I'd be reaching for her bra strap and she would like take my hand and move it away.
Oh,
So,
yeah. That's clear and present
Yeah.
danger. Okay,
So,
you made the
So, but like we slept together, made out a lot, and then
and you have
showered the next morning. So
you showered together?
yeah,
Did she
pretty awesome.
touch you?
yes. Third base is the where we ended up.
Okay.
So that's
Okay. So we're not sitting here with blue balls where I'm
No,
like,
no,
you
no,
need
no,
to take
no,
care
no,
of
no,
yourself.
no.
Okay,
No,
great.
no, things happen.
No, it's okay.
Apparently, we have like a podcast with stuff happening. Is that what?
Nah, it's all right.
Tell me more about your romantic life. This is great. Nikki,
Well,
Okay,
maybe we'll get to it another time.
Let's try this again. Hank, we like to ask our guests, what's something you're into that's not my romantic life?
Speaking of romance, no, I'm kidding. Good transition though. That was clever. I am a huge fan of Ally McBeal, as some people know. It's the first series ever. Like, I didn't think it was a possibility. There've been a few now, but it was the first series that I'd seen every single episode of, and I didn't know that was like possible. But
How many episodes are
It
there?
was 5 seasons, so
So-
22 times 5 is
100 something?
I think there were less than partial seasons, maybe. No, I guess there were 22 and 5. I mean, David E. Kelly canceled it early.
Really?
He canceled it early because he hired Robert Downey Jr. This is pre-Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. was like acclaimed, Charlie Chaplin, Golden Globe nominee or winner maybe, but he had a drug thing.
Yeah.
And so he was really like on the Hollywood outs, and then David E. Kelly gave him a shot. And he starred as a lawyer, Larry something, in season 4, and right before they shot the finale, or the season finale of 4, he got arrested again for cocaine possession, and so David fired him. But the last episode he had said was actually supposed to be called, he already titled it, he already wrote it. It was going to be called The Wedding, and that just never happened. But they still kept the title The Wedding.
Thank you, Tyler, for having a God's hand. Just fix that mic for
Yeah.
us.
So,
Mic for-
wait, so, like, there's like a script out there that's never been shot?
No.
Or, like-
It's just sometimes when it comes to scripts and stuff, a lot of times they have to get like standards and practices or legal involved, even with like character names to make sure like, the persons portrayed are fictitious and in no way. So I think sometimes it's just with the speed of TV, they're like, let's just keep it. Who cares?
Yeah.
I think it's that, but it's sort of like it's like like the alternate universe of like what the story was supposed to be. Sort of like with House of Cards. It's like, if only he hadn't touched all those boys on set, or they kept their freaking mouths shut until the series was over, we would have known what the creator's original intent was.
Right. I saw Ally McBeal for a short amount. Like, I saw a couple episodes.
What
It's pretty.
season?
It was first couple seasons. It was like season 1, I think, like episode 5, then season 2.
Oh,
But
that's very specific.
It was really innovative for its time. Like, it was one of those first few shows that actually used like those crazy like Scrubs visuals.
Yeah.
Where she was like, Ally McBeal's just like, I hold you in contempt of everything, and then like it's a cut away from her with the reaction shot, and then the other one is like Ally McBeal with the cat face, like meow, like it's an actual cat.
Sure, exactly.
So it's like fantasy sequences.
Yeah,
You're in
fantasy.
her head, in her imagination. They
Okay.
used,
It was one of the first ones to do that.
yeah.
But yeah, so we, we are the Bad Reading Podcast, we found a fan fiction for this amazing show that got cut off too early. And we're here to read it to you, and we're gonna have we really want to ruin it for you, right, Atlas?
Yep.
Robert Downey ruined it, but good, burn. The standards are going to be pretty. The bar's going to be high for that, but good luck trying. Yeah.
I mean, like always, the rules are whoever's not reading, welcome to butt in with any jokes, nitpicks, stories,
conversations.
That you wish, and then as always, we will be putting the link to the story in the show notes. And for the people either to go read it or just to give the artist credit. So.
Do you guys have any gay audience members? I feel like this might be your lowest rated podcast ever. Like, who brought on this queer to talk about Ally McBeal, a show from 20 years ago?
I got excited when we hit 55 listeners. So
bear with. You know, it's a cult. It was a cult hit, and Lucy Liu's still very relevant. Jane Krakowski came out of that show.
Oh, wow.
So it was a big, it was quite the zeitgeist. Cover of Time, Is Feminism Dead? Okay, sorry.
I more know Lucy Liu from either the shitty Charlie's Angels remake or Futurama, where...
Did you know that she was in the middle of shooting season 5 when she got the Charlie's Angels job, and she went to David, and David let her out of her contract? And she...
God, what a mistake.
Well, why?
It was a shit movie.
The first one, well, it made money. The second one was, but the first one, it was so bad it's good. You know, it was campy. It was fun.
It was very campy.
It's not like this most recent one that came out where I didn't even want to see it. I didn't feel inclined to watch it. Whereas that one, you're like, oh, I'm gonna watch it. It's not gonna win any awards, but boy, is it fun.
Little Women, Charlie's Angels crossover.
Right.
Nice.
Once upon a time, there were 4 sisters who grew up to be pretty similar.
Why don't you write that fan fiction?
Oh.
we got to do that for an April Fool's episode where we read one of my shitty writings. We'll see how that goes.
Nice. All right, so this story was written by Plasmic Female. This is by Plasmic Female back in September 29 of 2003.
2003, wow.
And updated,
holy shit.
Updated 2004.
Updated? What?
Yes.
Because the show ended, I want to say 2001, I think.
Yeah.
This story is now old enough to drive.
Yes, it is.
But the person who wrote it was probably the person who wrote it is either now dead because it was would have been a 50-year-old woman, or actually, you know what, the audience was quite progressive. It was a lot of like late 20s, early 30s. It was like the demo, because before Carrie Bradshaw, it was Ally McBeal with her skirts and her fashions. People don't give them enough credit for the wardrobe choices that they
Sarah Jessica Parker did Ally McBeal dirty.
Yeah.
Go listen to our Sex and the City episode for more.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a hit.
Chapter 1. Chapter 1. Disclaimer. I don't own anyone. Don't sue me. A/N. Purely an Ally Larry fic. I didn't write any other type of Ally McBeal fan fiction. It's set a year after Ally left Boston for New York. Hope you guys like it. Chapter 1.
Larry is Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
By the way.
Yeah.
So, wow. Okay, she wrote the alternate universe. I can't wait to listen.
In New York, Maddie, are you up there? Ally called halfway up the attic steps.
Maddie, played by Hayden Panettiere. Hayden Panettiere showed up on her
Beth Cooper.
No, what?
She was Beth Cooper, and I love you, Beth Cooper.
Okay. Yeah, in the Heroes. Yeah, Hayden Panettiere. She showed up in season 5, halfway through, when David E. Kelley also wanted to invigorate the series, and she showed up as a young, like maybe 11 or 12-year-old daughter, and it was like, you froze some eggs and I'm your daughter, and then this girl just starts living with her, and she has an emotional affair with her neighbor John Bon Jovi, and she buys a house. So, and at the end of the season,
like John Bon Jovi was playing a character.
He was playing a character.
Oh, okay.
He's a good actor.
Really?
So but the finale is her leaving the Boston law firm and moving her daughter to be closer to, I think, her father, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
So it was kind of sad. Yeah.
Yeah, she heard Maddie call back. Ally climbed up the rest of the way to the attic, looking around in the small room she used mostly for storage. Oh, really? Is that why they call it why they call it the attic? She found her daughter sitting amongst the boxes she had left packed when she had arrived in New York. They had been sitting here for almost a year now. Oh wait, I need to give a voice for Allie. Like, who do you think Allie should sound like?
Allie needs to be. I mean, it's Calista Flockhart, so I, she just does the stuttering and ephemeral voice.
Oh, I'll give her Bonnie's voice from Family Guy. How about that?
Okay, sure,
Yeah, sure.
that works.
Go for it.
What are you doing?
Allie asked.
That sounds like Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
Fuck it. This is
Go
canon
for it.
now.
Does that
Go for it.
seriously sound like Gollum?
Canon to the wind.
Go for
Fuck
it.
Yeah.
We'll know who it is.
As Maddie ripped open another box. You tell me to clean up, right? So I thought I'd start here, Maddie explained. What is this? She asked incredulously.
What's what?
Allie asked, leaning over. This funny ball thing, Maddie said, handing Allie the small blue object. As Allie took the item, she sat down. She smiled slightly.
It's not a ball, it's a nose.
She said to her daughter. Seeing Maddie's confused, Tyler's losing it over there.
Tyler loved Alan McBeal. I know he was a huge fan.
I'm doing the dishes, Joe. I'll change you in a minute.
I cannot believe. Neither
baby.
Tyler nor I can believe that this is happening right now. It's unreal. So many unanswered questions. Finally.
Seeing Maddie's confused look, she reached over and pressed the ball against her nose.
Wait,
Allie said to prevent Maddie pulling it off. She rummaged in the box and after a moment pulled out a small remote. Raising her eyebrows at Maddie, she pressed a button on the handheld device. The ball flashed a bright blue. Allie pressed it again, and it changed to bright red. With a popping sound, Maddie plucked the nose off her face. Yes. You're a nut, Maddie said.
that's a good thing.
Larry took Maddie's... Oh, this is Larry. Okay, Larry's here now.
Oh my God.
Oh, Larry, okay, Larry's gonna be Joe Swanson in this.
Yeah, fine. Fuck it. Let's just
That's a good thing. All right. Larry took Maddie's position, and Allie squealed. What? Maddie asked. What? Maddie asked, gazing intently at her mother.
Nothing.
Allie replied. Maddie shrugged, pocketed the nose to get out of the way, and began to dig in the box once more, this time pulling out a small piece of card.
I'll be back.
She read off it. Allie's mouth fell open. She reached out and took the piece of card.
I didn't
know I had kept that, she said softly. Maddie frowned. What is it? She asked.
One of Larry's many notes. One of Joe Swanson's many notes.
Allie explained. Trying to shrug it off, she put the note back in the box before closing it.
Come on, let's go back downstairs, Joe.
I have always been downstairs. I can't go up into the attic. No, I'm sorry, he didn't actually say that.
What are you doing?
I don't know, dude.
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Oh.
One of Larry's many notes.
Allie explained, trying to shrug it off. She put the note back in the box before closing it.
Come on, let's go back downstairs.
What? Allie, I've just started. Maddie said as Allie helped her out.
Well, you can finish later.
Allie said. Maddie said.
We can go shopping.
Allie interrupted. Maddie paused for a moment.
This can wait.
She said quickly, hurrying down the steps. Allie took one last look at the box before following her daughter down to the kitchen.
My turn? Or?
No, we're just going through here, right here. Yeah. So.
Okay.
I feel like story time right now.
It
This
really
reminds me of elementary school, like sitting across, like,
Dude.
I mean, because I'm literally using my imagination and just I'm like hanging on to every word, like, oh, I see the attic.
Remember
Yeah.
when, like, in like kindergarten or whatever, and they're reading you the book, and they show every page, and you're always at the back of the room, so you're like,
Damn.
the fuck is that? I can't see, you know? What is that, a chicken or a brontosaurus? I can't tell from this angle, you know?
Detroit, hours before. This is Sam now.
You like that? You wanted me to flash back to 2 weeks earlier when you were alive?
Nice. Oh, yeah, hours before. Oh, yeah, reading it like that dude from Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Detroit, hours before. Dad, hurry up, Sam called.
Oh, God, no.
I'm hurrying, buddy, Larry called back, zipping up his suitcase. Sam came sprinting into the room.
Who's Sam? Don't
Sam?
know.
I don't know
Okay.
who Sam is. Let's see. Sam is now,
I don't remember a Sam.
I don't remember who Sam was. Was he the guy who was like, he had that confrontation with that one other lawyer? And he was like, I'm smarter than you, and you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do this.
I
case.
don't remember Sam as a character at all. I wonder if this is just a new character in the new world.
Ooh, so they just randomly... Maybe this is the author self-insert or something?
Probably. Let's see.
Dios mío.
Maybe continue. Maybe I'm
Okay, Sam's gonna be Chris Farley from Matt Foley from A Van Down by the River.
Oh my god!
Dad, hurry up! Sam called.
Every time
I'm hurrying, buddy. Larry called back, zipping up his suitcase.
Every time he does a new voice, Tyler has to turn down the sound a little bit.
Sam, I'll stop. I won't let
No. It's really funny. Just yeah.
Sam came sprinting down into the room. The taxi is going to be here in a few minutes.
Down by the river.
Sam said. Okay. Larry said. Get my wallet from that drawer. Let's get out of here, Larry said.
Who puts their wallet in a drawer? Isn't it just in the pocket of your pants that you throw on the floor?
Yeah, why does he? Why was that? Get my wallet from the drawer.
I mean, if I do the walk of shame so wrong, is that like, am I keeping my wallet wrong?
Do you keep your wallet?
I don't have a wallet. You know what I have? I have a money clip. But even prior to the money clip, I just let all my cards kind of hang loose. It was because I found my wallet was like a catch-all. Like after a month, it would just be forget a month. It would just be a brick because you put all your receipts in there. You collect all these useless things. I find myself having to clean it out. You know, it became a thing, and then you sit on it when you're driving, and it was too much. And so for this, I just have that. I put cash in my left pocket for those who want to mug me. Cash is in my left pocket. Cash and keys in my left pocket. He's
on a motorcycle, if you can catch him.
Yeah. I drive this is a receipt from the lunch that I just had with my boyfriend. So this just goes like this, and it goes into my pocket.
Wasn't that was literally a Seinfeld episode? The
money clip,
or just the thing where George has like a huge
he has a
brick
huge
of
wallet.
a wallet, and it starts giving him back problems because he's like
because you have to adjust.
Yeah,
it's real. It's for real because you collect all of your like little membership cards. You're like, oh, my CVS membership, oh, my library membership. That's actually pretty good considering. But if you think about it, before when we didn't even have phones, your wallet was really like what you couldn't leave home without.
Right.
Other than like car keys or anything. It was like, don't forget your wallet because I mean, I think I had like my health insurance card in there. Why? I go to the doctor once a year. Like my health insurance card was in there. Like all these like library card. It's a lot. What's in your wallet? Okay.
What's in your wallet?
Capital One.
I
am very curious though. Pause before we find out what's in the box. And who the hell Sam is.
Let's see.
Some cash.
$5.
What's bulky in your wallet? That's what I care about. What is taking up space in your wallet?
Mostly just stamp cards and shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it too. Yeah, when you collect business cards also.
Business
But
cards.
now
that's a
like,
big one.
so much stuff it's on apps. You don't need like a lot of the information.
Yeah, but like people are still giving you like random business cards and crap.
Occasionally.
This is my wallet.
Oh, I love him. Bob
Ross.
Bob
Ross.
yeah.
That's right.
I got it at Ross. It was a happy little accident.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yes, Sam shouted, running the bedside table. New York, here we come! He opened the drawer and pulled out his father's wallet before closing the drawer. However, his eyes fell on something lying at the back of it. He pulled out the small box and opened it to reveal a beautiful engagement ring. Dad, what is this? Larry looked around from where he was seated, typing up his shoelaces.
Typing up his shoelaces?
Yes, typing up his shoelaces.
All right, gonna QWERTY up my shoes.
I'm gonna need to type up my shoelaces, or else they won't exist in the real world. Oh man, his eyes fell on the ring as he hesitated before standing and sitting next to his son. He took the box as Sam offered it and held it before him. It's just a ring, buddy. Just a ring, he muttered, closing the box. He thought about replacing it in the drawer, but now that he was holding it, he thought against it. Pocketing it, he stood up. Come on, let's call your mom so we can say goodbye. She's going to see me in like 4 days, Sam explained. And she's still going to miss you, Larry said, ruffling his son's hair. It's not often you go on a holiday without her.
Oh my God. Okay, Larry, the way they wrote Robert E. Downey out was, I mean, he literally ghosts Allie. Like David fired him and he just disappeared. And the way that it was explained was one of the partners from the firm was like, he went to go be with his son. Because his son was living with the mother, I'm assuming in New York.
That's what explains
Sam
this.
is his son.
Oh,
Sam was never a character on the show. It was never he was never cast or played by anyone because Sam was only talked about. That's what it is.
That's what.
They are Brady bunching it. Interesting.
Brady bunching it?
Yeah, because they both are bringing in their their kids into this.
okay.
I mean, it seems like they're moved in for a year, so it seems like they're back together. I guess.
Well, it says hours earlier, so I'm guessing they'll like meet up. Because like the thing with the attic at the beginning was like a framing device, and then it said Detroit hours earlier.
Oh, so it's two different cities.
Yeah,
They're not together. Oh my
Not
god.
I
yet.
think you're onto something about that. No, because they're like they're branching off. Like, what happened to Larry?
Yeah.
Here's a
We
story.
never talked about him in season 5. He was like the Shane Gillis of that era. You know, it was like, where'd he go? Was he ever here?
Here's
It's
a
like
story.
you just
of
wrote
a
him. I
lovely
love Robert
lady.
Downey. What?
I was just trying to do the Brady Bunch theme song with Ally McBeal,
Here's a story of a lovely lady.
who was a lawyer in the city of Boston. Okay.
Oh, look who did their research for the guest. I appreciate
Nice.
it.
Oh, okay, Sam said, headed towards the study where the phone was kept. Larry watched his son leave and fingered the box in his pocket. See? Larry watched his son.
Larry watched his son, eh? Right?
Are
Yes.
these misspellings actually in the
Larry
Yes.
watched his son
Yeah.
leave and fingered the box in pocket gingerly. 2 years since he had left for Boston.
Right, mate. Yes.
Oh,
Isn't it?
I'm the shame wizard. You know? 2 years since he had left Boston. Since he had left her, Ally McBeal, the love of his life, he sighed. There was no point in thinking about it now. They had a plane to catch. He picked up his suitcase and followed his son out of the room. And then now, I think this is the
This is like
author,
a weird aside.
This is the author talking to us. You know what I love about ? It allows you to update progressively, as well as receive feedback as you go. But this particular Ally McBeal fanfiction site is majorly lacking reviewers. So it's really hard to know if anyone is reading. So please, if you read it and you enjoyed it, review it just to let me know you're there. If you read it and you hated it, review it and tell me why. Flames are always welcome.
Please
Aw,
put the
buddy.
link to this podcast in the
Flames are
comic
always
section.
Oh.
I mean, 18 years
Definitely.
later, maybe she'll be like, what?
The fuck. Yeah, this will be great.
Yeah,
This is chapter 2.
So,
And Atlas, it is your turn.
yeah.
Oh, you got Erica.
All right.
We usually pass a laptop back to each other on
Oh,
the podcast.
this is
There's
way
no
more
laptop, so
efficient.
it's just for their phone.
It's far more efficient.
Thank you to all who reviewed. Hope you like this one. Chapter 2. New York, present time. Larry sat beside Sam in the yellow cab as they drove down the streets of New York. It's so big! Sam exclaimed. God, how do you do that without destroying your throat?
I think he's a 9-year-old boy, guys. I don't think you need to go that deep. I think you can just gas
Fuck
off the
it.
pedal a little bit.
Fuck it. Sam is Morty now, and
Yeah.
what's his name?
Recast.
Yeah, recast. It's so big! Sam exclaimed, gazing out the window at the large buildings. He looked back at his father. Dad, are you okay? Larry glanced at his son and smiled. Yeah, buddy, I'm fine. Larry's
Nice.
wrecked. He said, he always knew he would regret leaving Allie, but what he didn't know was the extent to which he would. Now he did. He misses her so much, it ached to think about it. And this was 2 years since he had last seen her. Why was he still unable to let it go? You look sad, Sam said softly. Larry reached over and squeezed his son's shoulder.
He squeezed his son's shoulder as hard as he could.
I guess so.
Broke his collarbone.
I'll be all right. Larry tried to reassure him. Is it about the ring?
Is it about the evil ring, Rick? We gotta destroy it in the pit of Mount Doom.
Oh, my God. Is it about the ring? Sam questioned, catching Larry off guard. Partly, Larry said honestly. Allie? Sam asked. How do you always know what's going on? Larry asked incredulously. I don't know, because he's a kid and he's inquisitive. I'm amazingly intelligent, Sam said with a
Who
grin.
says that?
Larry smiled. If anybody says that, punch them in the face. I don't care how old they are. If someone goes, I'm amazingly intelligent.
Okay, here's a note for the writer. Show, don't tell. Show, don't tell.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Which was also
No,
a
for the
Rush
right.
song. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
It all ties back together.
I'll
It's gonna be
okay.
a trigger. Just don't say anything if it relates to.
I'll
Don't
definitely
speak words.
don't speak words.
Don't speak words.
He stopped abruptly as the red car came screeching out of nowhere. Numerous other cars swerved to avoid being hit, causing chaos everywhere. Larry hardly had any time to think as the red car turned suddenly to avoid crashing with a truck and collided with the taxi. Larry felt the taxi being hit with such force that it tipped over, and then everything went black.
Oh my god.
Okay, what do I do for Maddie again? What was Maddie's voice? That was just
Maddie
generic girl
was just
voice?
like, you
Yeah.
it was like,
Why was it that Larry guy was so special? Maddie questioned as she and Allie made their way down to the street, shopping bags clasped in their hands. Allie gazed at her daughter. He just was. I can't do
Nice.
Bonnie. I can't do Bonnie.
I'm gonna giving you the hardest voices.
I hate you.
These little shits need to mind their own goddamn business.
Yeah, they
You know what
really
I'm
do.
saying? It's like, you are the child, I am the adult.
Yeah, it's like that old trope of like the child is more intelligent than the parent. It's like,
Right.
you're like I'm so sick. It's like,
Hijinks ensue. Yeah.
Every screwball comedy since the 30s or whatever.
right, yeah.
Yeah. You know what the worst part is? I remember being a kid and asking my parents about their marriage as they were like going through the divorce. I just realized that must have been the worst thing to go through as my parents. They were like, "Will you shut the fuck up, you little shit?"
What were you asking them?
Just how did you meet? Why did you get married?
Why are you leaving each other?
Why are you leaving each other? Why would you have a second kid if you knew that you wanted to divorce him when my sister was a baby? What are you doing, man?
Those are all valid questions. What were their answers for you? They were like, your sister.
Well,
did they? How you were? What, 5, 6?
I was 10 when they started divorcing.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
So they held that shit in for like, what, 10, 15 years?
Was it dysfunctional from what you can remember until you were 10? Like
Something like that. Or it was more my mom yelling at my dad and my dad just kind of taking it in the face because he was a, like, you know how men have like defensive styles?
pussy?
He wasn't a pussy. He was just kind of a shut down and wait for them to finish.
Sure. Or you know what? He's probably smart because men, he didn't explode. He sounds like your dad was a silent anger type where
He never even got angry.
where
He
it's
was like
like
a
if
stem cell.
Oh, all right.
He's just whatever's around him. That's what he is.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so he was passive.
Yes,
But did he
passive.
speak? Did he speak up, or do you feel like your mom sounds like your mom bullied him a little bit?
My-
Is that accurate?
My mom bullied him a little bit, but he almost didn't care that he was getting bullied. It would be like if someone goes, "Give me your lunch money," and then you just go, "Nah, I'm good."
Like Morty.
Why do you think he was so shut down and like? What was he passionate about?
Well, he's a eye doctor, so he would be gone all the time for work. He'd
Okay.
get home at like ass o'clock at night, get up at ass o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
And so when he was home, most of it was, "Why aren't you helping me with the kids? Can you like do some of the like emotional labor or like help?" Because it was 2 kids, 2 parents.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's hard.
yeah, it happens. Where were we again?
We're just so invested. All right. I think you were at
Okay,
Larry, right?
He just was. Yeah. Okay. He just was. Allie said. Victor was special. Maddie said with a sideways glance at her mother. You okay?
That was funny. That was funny.
Yes, he was. This hurts. Allie.
Recast.
What?
Recast.
No, it's fine. But he wasn't. Larry, right? Maddie asked. Allie frowned. Stop being
I can do
such
the
a
voice
know-it-all."
if you want.
No, it's
Just
fine.
line.
Stop being such a know-it-all. She joked. Can't help it. It's in my DNA.
That's such a shitty line.
And they both say it.
For every precocious child moment, take a drink.
All right.
And you'll be wasted by the end of the episode. Maddie said, jumping out of the way as Allie swung a bag at her. Well, it's certain. Allie's words were caught in her throat as a red car screeched out of nowhere. As it sped down the street, another car swerved to avoid it. Straight towards them, Allie barely had time to think. She pushed Maddie out of the way as the car hit, and then everything went black.
Okay, so this chick literally just copy and pasted the previous paragraph and just replaced Larry and Sam with Allie and Maddie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Essentially.
So,
That's what she did.
copy
Lazy.
Yep.
I have quite a few. We'll be the first comments. We have quite a few.
Okay. Who can we call? The nurse asked. Larry didn't lift his head up from where it was resting in his hands. His mother. He finally looked up. He dug inside his pocket for his wallet. He pulled out a business card and handed it to the nurse. The nurse took the card. We'll tell her what's going on, the nurse said softly. And Mr. Paul, it will be all right. Your son has some of the best doctors working on him. He'll come out okay. Larry could only nod. He didn't even look up as a man interrupted them to ask the nurse something before leading her away. How was everything going to be all right? Sam was lying on some operating table because some idiot had had too much to drink. And what if Sam didn't make it through this? What was he supposed to do then? This was all his fault. He had organized the damn holiday. If Sam... How you can tell this was written not by an American that used the word holiday.
Holiday.
Yeah, he's on holiday, right? If Sam died, Larry had only himself to blame. As they pulled her mother off the ambulance, Maddie felt them lead her somewhere else. Wait, no, she said, trying to pull away. I have to go with her, she shouted. You can't, not now, she heard a voice say. She'll be fine, but we have to take care of her. Maddie was led into a waiting room where she sat motionless. She heard the man that led her into the room talking to a nurse. She looked up as she led the man towards her. Maddie, the nurse asked, your mom will be just fine.
Your mum. Your mom's gonna be just fine.
Stewie is the nurse.
You just wait
I
here.
love
Okay?
that.
Maddie didn't say anything. She curled her legs under her as she sat on the uncomfortable waiting room seats. This was all her fault. Allie had pushed her out of the way and had taken the impact herself. If Allie died, Maddie only had herself to blame.
This is dark as hell. I was
yeah.
like, when did this get turned into ER? I was like, the tone is completely wrong.
Why did you guest star on ER also?
No. It was a wee little lad.
Yeah.
But ER was. But I'm just thinking of shows in that era that were a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alec McBeal was light. He had another law show on The Practice. That's where the dark stuff went down. That's when that was real. It was the stabbings and the legit. This was lighter. This was fun.
Ally McBeal was
fun.
like Phoenix Wright for TV.
Yeah, this is this is too heavy for me.
This is something else. So both Larry. Oh my
Yeah.
god, Allie got hit by a car.
Alice, you have to read the last part after that.
I have to. Oh, I have to read the assignment.
You missed out one sentence.
Okay. Review and tell me what you thought, please.
Oh,
so
honey.
first of all,
honey.
First of all, let me say that no one says holiday, well, except for the lovely English. But second of all, Ally McBeal, this is a heavy story after all this shenanigans happened. So you got you're starting to lose me here. What was your name? Acidic sheep. What was your name? Plasmic female. Sorry.
Acidic sheep. That's funny.
I don't know, Atlas. So far, chapter 2, she wants our opinion.
Yeah, much like our Golden Girls episode, they kind of missed the point of the original show, which is lighter, right?
Was the Golden Girls episode super melodramatic too?
Or it was Blanche and
They had a senior citizen orgy. Is that what you were like? Not HBO. This was
Blanche and Dorothy go gay for each other. That's the.
Yeah, so they put it on a different network, is what it sounds. They put it on Showtime. This is the Showtime reboot of Golden Girls.
I'm starting to realize that
original cast.
It's just now with necromancy. I'm realizing that a lot of these
What's it like to be a recently revived deceased corpse living in Florida,
earning an income?
I feel like that would be hard if you're a corpse with the heat.
Back on health insurance.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I just love coming back from the earth and just, putting things together.
I don't know how she's...
Okay, so...
Just Betty White is...
we probably have time for one more chapter, because there's...
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, one more chapter? Chapter 3?
You send me this link so I can finish this story. I want to know what happens to Allie and Larry.
And you, the viewer, can finish the story.
Clicking on the link down below.
This episode is because of viewers like you. Thank
you.
PBS.
Chapter
We're all here. Yeah.
Chapter 3. Disclaimer. I don't own anyone. Don't sue me.
I think that's just from before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for everyone for the reviews. Good to know people are enjoying it. I know the chapters are short, and I apologize for it. Apologize spelled APOLOGISE.
S-E.
Yeah.
She's English.
Yep.
This was a BBC 4
And I
rebroadcast.
Good to know people are still enjoying it. I know the chapters are short. Okay, Larry opened his eyes with a start. Oh, I'm going to say way more English. Larry opened his eyes with a start. For a moment he thought... I did that last episode. I don't want to do that again.
You did. Just save it for later, I think.
Larry opened his eyes with a start. For a moment he thought it was all a dream, but then he looked around to see nurses running past him, the usual bustle of a hospital waiting room. He ran a hand over his face and glanced at the clock. It was close to 5 p.m. Sam had been in the operating room for over an hour now. He sighed and leaned back against the seat. Something was digging into his side. He sat up and searched for him, before realizing it was in his pocket. He put his hand inside it and extricated the small box that contained the engagement ring. He opened it and stared at the ring. I really could use you now, Allie, he whispered to himself. Oh, he opened and stared at the ring. I really could use you now, Allie, he whispered to himself.
In full volume, he whispered with...
Yes.
You ever talk to yourself in full volume?
I do that all the time.
I do in public. I do.
I have to get to a bathroom right now or I'm going to shit my pants. Oh, damn.
Why did I walk in here?
Yeah.
I actually do have a good sidebar story. How much time do we have left on this?
We're good.
We're good.
Okay, so I have a
20 minutes or
quick...
so.
But because I started my career in New York, so I would practice my lines on the train, obviously on the subway. And there was one time I had an audition for a sketch show, and they wanted, every sketch show wants like characters. I was like, I don't know if I'm no Nick Cage. I don't do impressions and stuff. But so this was a couple years ago. So I'm like pulling out every like top 40 music, literally, and so. So I'm on the subway and I just start talking to myself and singing to myself, and I just go through a medley of like top 40. I was like, I try to say goodbye and I choke, try to walk away with arms wide open, with arms like, it's like rain on your wedding day, but I'm doing it like a semi-hushed,
I love
like
that
to
song.
myself, like on a oh yeah. Oh baby, how was I supposed to know? And I'm like, oh, if I like hit the nasal, that'll be really funny. I'm like trying to create my character reel. I'm thinking, oh, when I get hired, surely they can just put me in a blonde wig and I can impersonate Britney. There were like no Asian celebrities back then. It was like 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So I was like John Gosling from like John and Kate plus 8. Anyways, I'm going through this medley of top 40, and there was a group of like they were young students or kids in front, and just a group of 5, all rowdy and chatting to themselves, and then
Shooting some b-ball outside of school.
It was ambient. Oh, they were like waspy. I was like, they looked like NYU or whatever. They were waspy little art school students. And they're and like the noise on the train all becomes just white ambient noise. Mm-hmm. And as I'm like singing to myself, at one point, I'm sure I was like, I don't want to close your eyes. Don't want to fall asleep because I miss you, babe. And I don't want. All of a sudden, I noticed that the conversation has stopped, and this is what I hear. I hear, he's right behind you. Just turn around. He's right behind you. And I see like 3 people just like poke their head over. And I was like, oh! And I was like, I must have looked insane. I must have looked wild and cracked out.
I mean, it's the train.
It is. It is the train to Brooklyn, too. I still remember what direction we were going. We were headed to Brooklyn. It was probably the enter of the queue.
You're giving them free music, and they got to be like, oh, my God, please stop.
Yeah, you guys are getting a free... yeah, some people thought it was really cool, because I'd be like, hey, I have an audition for Gossip Girl. Will you read the sides for me? And they're like, cool, man. And you realize like how important it is to get like an actual legit reader or like an actor who knows that, because oh my God, they butcher it. I'm like, okay, thank you. I just need to hear it. It was 30 Rock and Gossip Girl were the 2 shows that I auditioned for over a dozen times and could not get on. Wanted to, so I could work with Jen Krakowski and tell her how much I loved her and Ally McBeal.
Well, if you want to tell her how much you love her, you could think to yourself, that's a nice ring, a voice said. Larry looked up to see a young girl in front of the vending machine just beside him. Yeah, was all he could manage. He walked as she put money into the machine and punched in a button. Nothing happened. He notices her jaw clench.
Arg!
She let out loudly, slamming her fists against the machine, surprising Larry and everyone else in the near vicinity. "Hey!" Larry exclaimed, getting over his shock. He pocketed the ring and got to his feet before putting out his wallet and taking out some change. He put it in the slot and punched in the same button the girl had pressed. A bag of Doritos came out of the chute. He handed them to her. "Here," he said.
Thanks.
Sarah replied, "Oh, well, you know who should be this girl is I'm gonna try to do Loa again from Big Mouth." "Oh my God, thanks!" She replied, embarrassed. She collapsed into the seat next to him. "Bad day?" Larry asked. "Oh, you have no idea," the girl replied. I think I do," Larry replied honestly. The girl looked up with a frown. "Larry," he introduced himself, holding out his hand. Damn the Larrys out of this world," the girl muttered. Larry raised his eyebrows. "Not all of them, surely." The girl looked up at him again. "I guess not," she said, accepting his hand. "Maddie."
So it was Maddie the whole time.
Oh, it was Maddie. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I was close. Okay. "Maddie, nice to meet you." "Nice to meet you, Maddie," Larry said. You wanna talk about your bad day?"
You ever been talking to a person who's just punched a vending machine and you're like, yeah, I want to learn more about you as a person I just met.
You're so spry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Also, like a child too.
Yeah.
I don't know if this would work today because people be like, "Ooh, that's so shit." Like, oh, pedophile, right? An older man just talking to like a little girl.
Yeah.
I also feel like if this were, even if it were fan fiction written today, it would be way more woke. Like Maddie would be like, "Okay, I can't talk to," it would just be she would have something to say about this,
Yeah, this child's very worldly.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't even.
She probably would call out. She'll be like, "Well, you don't look like a pervert, so I guess I'll talk to you." It's just so we can move the story along.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, the Ken dolls of my year have dealt with so many of them. I'm only 8." Hold on. I guess to Maddie. Nice to meet you, Maddie. What are you? Maddie asked. "A therapist?" Larry managed to smile. "Oh no. Why was she so what?
That's the like.
What are you, man? A therapist?" Larry managed to smile. "Why was she so familiar?" There we go.
That's
Sorry,
it.
I messed up. No, but I'm here. I'm a good listener," he said with a slight tilt of his head. Maddie paused for a moment. "My mom got hit by a car. They're operating now," Maddie explained.
My mom got hit by a car.
So my Maddie's American and in Britain right now.
This show is called Ally McBeal, and you hit Ally McBeal with a car.
Yeah. The same car.
This sounds like the Larry spinoff. Like this does. I was like, I want conversations with Ally. Where's the law? Where's the legal case? Whatever. Keep going.
Yeah.
Good. Let the hate flow through you.
Yes. "I'm sorry," he said softly. "What about you?" she asked. "My son's in there," he said, indicating towards the ER terminal. "Car accident." "Oh, that sucks." Larry smiled again. She doesn't actually say it like that. I think this character is like, that sucks. Larry smiled again. "Yeah," he replied. Sir, a deep voice said. They both looked up to see a doctor standing over them. "Is he okay?" Oh, man, I'm screwing up here. Hold on. "Is he okay?" Larry asked, immediately standing up.
"He's fine.
The doctor said.
We're moving him to a private ward. You should be able to see him in a while."
"Thank you," Larry said, taking a deep breath. The relief that overcame him was immense. "Thank you," he repeated, shaking the doctor's hand. The doctor left and Larry collapsed back down next to Maddie. She was staring at her feet.
So I'm trying to imagine the Yelp review for this doctor. It's like 1 star. Turned out he was a Sith Lord the whole time. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
He killed me.
Yeah.
Horrible doctor.
"Your
I'm dead
mother
now.
will be fine," he said encouragingly. Maddie nodded. "I hope so," she replied. Then, in a bit to change the subject. "So, are you planning on asking someone to marry..." So, are you planning on asking someone to marry you? Larry gave her a half smile. Oh, no, wait.
That was Maddie.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
Maddie. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay, reset.
Now he's being creepy. He's gonna ask a little
Yeah.
8-year-old girl
Yeah.
if she's married.
Yeah.
Larry is hitting on Maddie. This is disgusting.
Okay, hold on.
I don't like the
So,
direction.
but it's weird the other way too. Like, so you planning on asking someone to marry you? Larry gave her a half smile. She's like, "What? Is she like a kid?" I was going to, a long time ago. Larry said. So why do you still have the ring? Maddie questioned. You asked too many questions. Larry said with a smile.
But how else are we going to dump exposition on the reader?
Nice. My mom tells me that all the time, Maddie said, finally smiling. So you still love her then? Oh? Larry asked, feigning ignorance. The woman you were going to ask to marry you, Maddie exclaimed. Larry hesitated. Yeah, I think I always will, he said softly. Wow, she must be special, Maddie commented. Yeah, she was. Then I met Bonnie a few years back. Larry said with a nod. I just
added that on.
I've added that in. Larry said with a nod. Why? Maddie asked. Larry gave her a sideways look. She just was not Bonnie. Okay, Larry said, don't turn down the volume. I'll be quiet.
Oh my God, you're killing me.
Wow, you sound exactly. Wow, you sound exactly like my mom. She's still hung up over some guy that left her years ago. Maddie said.
Maddie, shut the fuck up and stop spilling the family beans. Oh my God.
Stop. They didn't have time to continue their conversation as a nurse walked up to them. You're Sam's father? She asked. Larry nodded and stood up. He's still unconscious, but you can see him now. Larry looked down at Maddie. It's okay. You can go, I guess, Mary said. Larry hesitated. You know what? Why don't you come up with me? Maybe you can meet Sam when he comes to, Larry said. What about my mom? Maddie asked. I'll tell the nurse where you are in case they need to find you. I might need someone to break a vending machine for me. He added with a half smile. Yeah, okay, I guess. Review? So let's review it.
I like how they get more and more desperate as a review. Please review.
Is that what it looks? I mean, she's just plugging and she's like, review this chapter.
No, it just says review, question mark.
I think it's like, I'm
my
guessing they probably
God.
did this in like installments, right?
Probably weekly, because this back then was what, like WordPress and Blogspot, and yeah, blogs were. Was this pre-Facebook? I think. Oh my God, 2003 is pre-Facebook.
Pre like Facebook as we know it, yeah.
Well, I think it was
pre-YouTube?
It was pre. Was it pre-MySpace? MySpace was
No.
a little bit ahead of
No, MySpace was out by then.
2003.
Yeah, like
Blogs were a big thing though.
Yeah.
Zanga, remember Zanga?
yes, but like pre-YouTube, pre-Reddit, pre all the social media, pretty much. Pre-Facebook as we know it. This is like, it was like a twinkle in Mark Zuckerberg's eye in his dorm room, and that scene in The Social Network where they're
Right.
yeah.
And
This
now-
is our time.
now
It's
he's-
our time up here.
Now he's ruining entire countries.
Yep.
Yeah.
Entire cultures.
Yeah,
civilizations.
the next iPhone, it's not the iPhone, Facebook. We're going to be helping fix.
That's a good one. I was just reading this. I think Politico or New York Times. They were like, "Yep, it's going to be another Facebook election because he's not doing anything to He's not pretty much not doing anything different than what he did 4 years ago. Like, you can buy as many ads as you want. There's no limit to this amount of spending you can put on Facebook, and you can target your political ads, and there can be misinformation on them.
Yeah. So we're going. I think we should go back to MySpace. Like, go back.
I don't know.
Why not?
Is Jack still up and running?
Why not?
I mean, like, what annoys me is that he could have just cashed out, like, what is it, Tom from MySpace?
Yeah, it was
That's
Tom
his
from
name?
MySpace.
Tom.
Tom cashed
Who's
out,
Jack?
yeah.
Oh, Jack Dorsey. Jack is Twitter.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He could have just cashed out like Tom did and just done whatever he wanted in his life. Instead, he's like, I am cyborg, must destroy democracy. Yeah. Just
Haha! You think you could block me?
Yeah, it's not a money thing anymore. I think it's a wounded like inner child influence.
I mean, like, the
thing.
entirety of Facebook was a fuck you to, some girl who dumped him, right?
I also and that girl has probably been like murdered by now. Mark paid the assassin with Bitcoin or something.
Rooney Mara, no.
Right.
That was the actress who played.
Oh.
Mark Zuckerberg, no. No, Jesse Eisenberg. No.
Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah, I think he's gonna run for office because it's sort of like, what else is he? He's not an entertainer, so he's not gonna go into acting or like. He's not gonna try to drop
Oh, I
an
thought
album.
you meant Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh, Jesse Eisenberg.
I think Jesse Eisenberg's gonna run
So,
for office.
Vote
Jesse
for Lex
Eisenberg.
Luthor.
Yeah, Jesse Eisenberg is a good actor.
Yeah.
This is a good career, but I think Zuckerberg is going to
Yeah, I could totally see
pivot into politics.
Ugh,
That's
gross.
probably what, because he's already an entrepreneur. He's already speaking. There's nothing else to really break into.
Do you think
adjacently?
what the Amazon or
Jeff Bezos?
Jeff Bezos is gonna do that too?
I don't think so. Jeff Bezos doesn't seem as much of a showman. Jeff Bezos as Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg.
Broad is the producer.
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. Bezos seems like he's just like semi-midlife crisis. Had the divorce. He's hooking up with his young girlfriend, and I think he's very interested in running a business because Amazon actually has a lot more parts to it, I think, because it's retail. It's also like got a studio.
It owns Whole Foods.
It's a grocery. I mean, so it's got a lot of like merchandise wrapped up in it. Whereas Facebook, I mean, if I were Mark, I would be a little bit bored. Quite honestly, I mean, I know there's a lot of different, ad revenue, illegal, and there's all. But
why not just?
Yeah, but the product is very.
You could have been Vacation Obama, Zuckerberg. You could have been Vacation Obama.
I mean, who knows what this motivation is? I should probably read an unauthorized biography. I bet you there's some really juicy, like, 5th grade teacher, anecdotes and some third grade report card and former students, like Boston area, like his neighbor freshman year in the dorm. What do you think? Go
Real
ahead.
quick, how would you punch up this story? Because
we're wrapped up with the story, right? Yeah,
there's 4 more chapters.
yeah. Just
but
send it to me. I don't want to hear
This is a
it.
good place to
It's
end.
too much.
I like how short the chapters are. Like usually when we see fan fictions, like the chapters are super long. But like I don't know if that's just because of our format here, but like punching this up, this is a depressing Ally McBeal spinoff.
They need to scrap this and start all over again. Yeah. I mean, if they want to keep it in tone, if you wanted to like continue on, if you wanted to it's not even a reboot, like sequel, because a reboot is when you cast different actors as the same character. So this would be a sequel. This would be a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you wanted to bring it back the way they brought back like The Comeback or Will and Grace, if you would like keep it to the storyline, they should meet in court. They should meet doing law. Because that's what the show is about. So Allie could have moved. She need, a neighbor. She could be like, I'm not. Looking for work right now, and then a neighbor, someone has a thing, and Allie's like, no, you, I will represent you. Don't you like? And she's in court, and then turns out the defense is like a big corporation, and then one of defense is, and Larry's there, and then. And that's how you mix the politics or that's how you mix the personal with the professional, because they have to, they're fighting against each other in the courtroom. That's how it should have been done. You don't hit the heroine with I mean, this is not the Maddie. I'm so upset. Can you tell?
No.
This show is called Ally McBeal. This is called. You're like, that was the goal, and we achieved it.
Called bad rating.
Oh wow! They really messed it up.
Yeah.
If there's any executives from Fox who want to take my idea, feel free. I would love for you to. I would love a little walk-on role. Maybe Lucy Liu needs a nephew who's all grown up now.
Yeah, why stop at the Larry part? Like I think maybe this girl had a crush on Robert Downey. Maybe she's like, oh my god, they wrote him off the show. I need more Robert Downey Iron Man.
That's what she is, because Larry is the driving force of the story. It's not Allie.
Yeah. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. No. In this
fan fiction.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all she's all like writing dialogue for
Larry.
Allie's under. Allie's unconscious.
Yeah.
So we need to wrap this joint up. By the way, have you guys ever, speaking of just podcast, have you guys ever done like sex fan fiction?
Yes.
You guys
so
already did.
many.
You guys do The Hobbit.
lot.
You guys did The Hobbit.
Not The Hobbit. We've done Seinfeld. We've done.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just go listen to other episodes.
Wait.
We'll tell you off mic.
But Elaine fucks some people, huh?
No. George and Jerry. Yeah.
Damn. Oh, it's a gay.
It's a gay one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Hank, thank you so much.
Please. Oh, this is
coming on.
Jerry, why don't we date? It's so obvious. I don't know, George.
Do you have a foreskin? Foreskin, what's the deal?
What's
I'm all about foreskin.
Where can people
Are you
find
foreskin or are you not foreskin?
It's a 5-skin. No. Where can people find you?
Find me on the Insta-webs, MySpace, Friendster, Zanga. No, so I'm I'm Hankster Chen on Instagram and Twitter, and then Hank Chen is here on Facebook. Although you can I'm like
We'll put links in the.
I'm
show
hardly
notes,
ever
too,
on
but
it because I'm like I don't love Facebook. Would you guys agree?
I don't either.
I don't.
Yeah,
love it.
I just use it for Messenger.
Yeah, it feels like a necessary evil. It's like why?
So does Twitter.
This broadcast was brought to you by Facebook.
Yeah.
This broadcast. Yeah, well, you just lost your sponsorship.
Suck it, Zuckerberg.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, I'm sure he'll feel the hit when he loses us as a client. So
So he will, and
yeah.
he'll be like,
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Nick, how about you?
you can always find me at Millennial Comic on Instagram.
And then you can find me at Atlas Novak on Twitter, Instagram, or you can find this here podcast at Bad Reading Pod on Twitter, Instagram, or you can check out the YouTube channel where the oft misrepresented medium of vision is visible.
Or you can find him in the showers.
Oh my
with
God.
You
girls.
no.
Girls.
Bad
I
Hank.
find him in the showers, getting jerked off.
Okay. You know what?
Is he? Look
I'm
at
just gonna. What?
Is it just me or does Alice have a bulge situation happening right now? Is that a thing? Go look at it.
I'm gonna kill you.
No, I'm not.
You're not gonna look at it. I think Tyler.
For our part, thank you very much
Tyler-
for watching,
Tyler,
everybody.
Thank you for listening. Good night.
Okay, so what's her name?